Oh, we're warm and humid as we go through our 6 o'clock hour around southern West Virginia. Here's what it looks like in Bluefield at Route 460 at Route 52. Looking pretty good there in terms of the sunshine mixed in with a few clouds, but we have had some showers pass through the southern coal fields as we've gone through this morning into this afternoon. So right now, temperature is 79 degrees. It's mostly cloudy, and the relative humidity is at 60%. So it's pretty warm and humid out there, as we talked about. Winds out of the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour, part of the reason why we're seeing some extra humidity. The barometer's at 29.99. And the sunset time this evening is at 8:46. So if you're not underneath one of these showers and thunderstorms, it's actually not going to be too bad of a night to get out there and do the outdoor plans. But have an umbrella with you nonetheless, because we are going to see scattered showers and thunderstorms around the region. 79, as we talked about in Bluefield, that's one of the cooler spots around the region, except of course up in Marlton, which has seen some rain this afternoon, sitting at 70. 75 in Union, 78 in Pipestem. 79 in Oak Hill. Everyone else is in the lower to middle 80s. In Pineville is in the mid to upper 80s at 87. It's 83 in Beckley, 81 in Somersville, 84 in Lewisburg. And here are the dew points. You see that they're in the upper 50s and lower to middle 60s. That gives us that humid feel to the air. So if you're walking out and about later on this evening, you have a little sweat on the brow probably, because we are seeing extra humidity as we go through this afternoon into this evening. Heavy showers, especially over northeastern portions of Greenbrier County and also into Pocahontas County as well. And there are some showers, scattered showers we talked about in the Bluefield area a few minutes ago, and we're continuing to see those showers make their way through the southern coal fields. More is on the way as we zoom it out to the state view. You can see what's happening coming at us from the state of Kentucky, make its way into western West Virginia. It'll be here later on tonight into early tomorrow morning. We'll continue to track it for you as we go through the morning hours and into the regional view. It's pretty filled up now with showers and thunderstorms. A couple of days ago, you remember it was basically a clean sweep all the way through the eastern third of the country. Now it's loaded with some rain, and that's going to be indicated by the futurecast all the way through our day tomorrow into our Sunday and Monday and beyond that, as we see some of these heavier rain showers indicated by the darker green colors on your screen. And that's going to be the trend as we go all the way through the weekend and beyond. And there's a possibility because of this for some of that standing water on some of the roads, of course, and the usual possibilities for ponding as well. The Friday, Saturday severe outlook is going to call for marginal risk off to our southwest and off to our east. So if your travel plans take you in that direction, that will be a bit of a concern for you. For us, it's more general thunderstorms, but an isolated storm or two could be on the strong side, especially as we go through the afternoon hours on our Saturday. Futurecast rainfall, it's high rainfall totals, and this is why we were talking about possibilities for some of that flooding. The lucky thing about this, even though these are pretty high rain totals, we are going to see it spread out over several days, and so that's the good news. So we're not going to necessarily see heavy flooding concern, but it's something that we'll be tracking for you as we always do. Aches and pains forecast brought to you by ARH. It's pretty much steady state in terms of the aches and pains. We're not going to see too much in the way of aches and pains because the pressure and the fronts are generally sitting off to our north, and so the barometer is not really going to be dropping too much, and that's why the aches and pains are going to be a little lower. 7-day forecast calls for the rain chances to be really high first, and then they'll get a little lower too as we go through the later days in our extended forecast. Lows are sitting in the lower to middle 60s across the board. Highs go from the upper 70s to the lower 80s, and then back to the upper 70s once again. The bottom line, Caleb, is that we're going to be tracking possibly some stronger storms, but for the most part, it's flooding that we'll be watching as we go through this weekend. Of course, meteorologist Katie Frazier will be with you Saturday and again on Sunday.
So it looks kind of almost as if it's the polar opposite of this last week we just experienced, where we've seen nothing but sun, and then there's rain and storms kind of possibly sprinkled all through the week.
That's right. That's right. This is a very active weather pattern that we're kind of stuck in, and we're going to be stuck in it for the rest of the 7 days.
And as for the weekend, some strong storms in there possible. Now, is this the type of weather? It sounds like maybe it will make people amend their outdoor plans.
Yeah, probably so. You'll certainly want the indoor plans to be a good backup. Probably most likely going to come to the forefront, in fact, as we go through the weekend.
All right. Thank you for staying on top of it, Jay. Appreciate it. And stay with us. We've got more news and, of course, sports coming up just in a bit.